everybody. My name's Maria. I'm the dietitian and peer supporter over at the Recovery Center. So I'm hoping that you're going to join me and we're going to do a little relaxation. I think, from what I understand, you're all nurses. I actually worked at Mercy for almost 13 years at 4 of the Mercies. So, of course, they've all been called different names at different times. So I just want to thank you for all the hard work you've done, especially over the past year and a half. I guess I have to say I'm glad that I didn't have that same stress working at a hospital, although I was in an environment where I had to wear a mask and socially distance and all that, and work online as well. So it's sort of been a mixed bag. I have a little relaxation music in the background, if you can hear it. Hopefully that'll help some. I've got my Matilda back here, just to bring you a little bit of nature. And I've got my blanket here, which is something I use just to relax. It's a we call it weighted blanket, and it's only a 10-pounder, and it works for me. My boyfriend actually loves it, even though he should have a 15 or 20 pounder, but the 10-pound just knocks him out. So if you need to sleep or relax while you're watching TV or taking a little nap, play some peaceful music. Actually, I think I bought that at a Mercy Hospital gift shop. Actually, it's just peaceful meditation music. So with that in mind, I'm just going to go over a couple little practical stress management concepts, and then we'll do some other things. So just to remind you of some of the things you've been going through, and so have I, processes of practical stress management, and what you've been going through, as well as the rest of the country and world, but as nurses, obviously a lot more, is the internal environment that you've been in and working in, and the external environment that we all have been going through, which has been quite a year and a half, almost 2 before you know it, hopefully not. And then, of course, just in the cerebral cortex of our brain, all the different personalities we've dealt with, relationships we've had or not have had, unfortunately, some of the behaviors we've dealt with within ourselves and among each other, the values and beliefs we've held and shared or not shared because of everything that's gone on. And I know that's been sort of tough. Attitudes that we've dealt with, personally, professionally, etc. How that's affect our limbic system with fear, anger, worry, stress, etc. And just, knowing that you wanted to take this time out to be cared for, because I know as I've cared for people at the center and in my family, and myself, I know that after working in the hospital setting for, oh my gosh, ever since 1982, up until the time I had cancer myself and got laid off from TriHealth, which was totally devastating to me. I planned on working there at least another 8 to 10 years till retirement, and that didn't happen. So those things can really affect us in so many ways. So you all know this, with the patients that you work with and that I've worked with through the years. It affects our autoimmune system, nervous system. It can be, a stimulation, neurotransmitters are released, and cortisol can be released, which, is good if we need that fight or flight. But, if there was a fire at work or something, you might need it, or emergency, but we don't need that 24/7. That's what affects the belly fat and all the other things that aren't so helpful. We really want to have less of that stimulation just on a daily basis. And I know you all have had it probably, every day if you have children that are in school or whatever. So basically, the road to stress development goes with the life, chronic situations, acute situations, your perception of them. So I guess what I found using the different resources I have, whether it be I have a ball here to sit on to lift some weights, which maybe we can do another session, and then the yoga mat, which I have here as well. Just to remind you, if you have your yoga mat, you can actually use that to do some stress relief. And we'll do a little bit of yoga in the sitting position today, and then how it can really affect your emotional arousal, your physiological response, and some of those negative consequences. The acute ones might be palpitations or dry mouth, diarrhea, which I've had throughout the year, IBS, anxiety. The chronic, as you well know, all the different heart disease, stroke, um, peptic ulcers, high blood pressure, and that's really prevalent among at least a third, if not half, I think half our population, really. And I know my mom, being a retired nurse, she actually had a heart attack 3 months before she retired. Now, she did recover and go on to work part-time after retirement and is still doing well, but 14 years later, and she worked for Mercy, by the way. So, I really want to tell you that it's so important to care for yourself, because just being a healthcare professional myself over the years, and my mom, it's just imperative that you take care of yourself. I almost think, honestly, if you believe in God or the universe or whoever you believe in, I think he almost sort of, I hate to say it, but gave me cancer to slow down, because I worked 2 and 3 jobs, went to school and received 4 degrees. And honestly, I was devastated to be laid off when I was and to end up with cancer. But it's almost like now I work part-time so I can honestly take care of myself more instead of taking care of everybody else, which I still do, but it was sort of a warning sign. So I just want to let you know that I can actually practice what I've been preaching all these years instead of just preaching it. So honestly, I eat healthier than I ever did, and I am able to practice some of the things a little more than I had just, like I said, preached them. So this book is actually out of one of the graduate classes I took UC way back when, practical stress management. And so the interventions would be number one, stop. So if you ever have, like, something pecking at your head or ruminating all the time, one of the cognitive behavioral therapy techniques is thought stopping. So if ever you're going back in the past, you're worrying about things that you can't control, just telling yourself to stop, stop, Maria, stop thinking about all these things you can't control. You can't control the coronavirus, except for getting my vaccines, which I did, wearing a mask, which I have been doing, which I'm sure all of you have, and doing the best you can to care for your patients and family members. And that's all you can do, really. And then the primary prevention would be essentially your effective communication. So educating your patients properly, which I do with the members the best of my ability, obviously, to keep the mask up, socially distant. And then regular exercise to release stress, to help with the belly fat, which can put pressure on your heart. Just if you're all oncology nurses, that's the impression I got. You still have to worry about your heart. I was a cardiac dietitian for many, many years before I was a bariatric dietitian. And then, of course, diabetes comes into play and all that. I'm sorry, I have the stereo I have on, it lights up, so it's probably making this go in and out. I'm supposed to give a good effect, but anyhow, and then appropriate eating behaviors, slowing down, so you don't get the indigestion or the reflux, which how can hurt cells in the throat, in the mouth, and the esophagus and intestines and so forth, to be able to absorb all the nutrients so you're as healthy as possible. And then, efficient time management. So that way you can spend more time with your family and get your work done when you're at work. Because I know I used to take home work all the time. I still do, actually. And I'm only part-time. I don't even know how I did it by working the 60 to 80 hours a week previously. I really don't know how I did it. But so some of the secondary preventions would be the relaxation. I do a lot of that these days, although I still want to get my steps in. So obviously I have my Fitbit to keep track of my time, sleeping, my time, my amount of steps. I actually use the 3-minute or the 5-minute breathing activity on here. And I noticed when I'm at the dentist, for example, if I do that before the dentist comes in to clean my teeth or put a crown on, I can actually get my heart rate down quite a bit. And then managing anger, which I've always was never allowed to have anger, so I suppressed it and ended up with migraines and IBS. And that has really helped me a lot to be able to acknowledge the fact that I even have anger. So I don't stuff it with food or, end up with migraines or whatever. So that's something to really even acknowledge it, because I know you may have men as nurses there or managers or whatever, because I know actually a number of male nurses, but it seems like men are allowed to have anger, and at least back in the day when I grew up, quite a while ago, we weren't allowed to have anger. I guess women are more now, but it just wasn't allowed when I was a kid. And then just coping with anxiety, just learning some new coping skills. So that's what I want to be able to go over in future sessions. So this is going to be taped and then sent to YouTube. So that way, if we don't have people tonight because of your hectic work schedule, which I know all about from all the years, almost 40 years in the hospital or nursing home, I just know that it was hard. It was really hard to, they would offer, when I worked for Mercy and even TriHealth, acupuncture, acupressure, healing touch, all kinds of things for me. And sometimes free, sometimes $5, but I would take advantage here and there, but then my schedule got so hectic, it didn't matter if it was free or $5. I just couldn't do it. I was lucky to get a lunch. I know, same with my mom. I would drink protein shakes, and, it's you don't have time a lot of times. I mean, by the time you get to the cafeteria, your lunch is over. So that's when you end up not eating or eating it so fast you can barely get it down. And I mean, I truly know, what you're going through. Between all the hospitals I worked at in Cincinnati and Dallas, and then of course, all the clinicals between the two cities, I clearly know that it's very, very stressful. And I just want you to really find some time to take advantage of this time when I go over a few techniques or tips that I've been doing on and off throughout my life. Because I study psychology a lot, counseling. As a dietitian, you really do that more than you talk about food, believe it or not. And then, of course, the other one would be the final thing, which is the tertiary treatment, which is the treatment of disease. And we don't want you to get that, because I'll tell you what, when I was on the medical professional side of the bed, which has been majority of my life, 20s, 30s, 40s, half of my 50s, and then all of a sudden I'm in the bed. It's like, and maybe some of you have been there, but it is very shocking, because I was always prevention my whole life, prevention, prevention, prevention. And all of a sudden you really wake up when all of a sudden it's, you end up being the patient. So I just want to try to help you guys to really stay on the side of primary and secondary, and not even secondary if you can help it. But I think the one thing I learned, or I'm learning, is to really live in the moment and live in the now, because with everything that's going on today, nothing's guaranteed, okay? And we can't do anything about the past. I know a lot of people just tell me get over it. I didn't get over it, but I'm gonna, and I don't even like when people say let it go. I'm just like, let it be. Okay, what happened, happened. I want to enjoy I'm to the point of every minute, not just every hour. I want to enjoy every minute, whether it's sleeping, eating mindfully, enjoying the music, enjoying the nature, enjoying my pets who are being not good right now, thank heavens. They're all getting elderly, so I really want to enjoy every minute with them. And then also the interactions with family, because as you get older, you just notice that, you always think your family's going to live forever, and then you find out that's not true. And especially, we just don't know anything right now. So I'm just going to start off with just a little, like what we call it is, can't even think right now, but I just start with like a sun salute, and I just sort of, just relax that way, and just sort of in the morning, it's a good thing to do, is just sort of, like sort of bring your arms up, just stretch. You can do it at night as well. You need to do that before you go to bed. I think a lot of people tend to want to eat before they go to bed, and then they're upset that they've done that, unless, of course, it's something really, really light. It helps them sleep, whether that be warm milk or whether that be a little protein and carb, because you have blood sugars you need to tend to. So that might just be something healthy, just a little turkey on a little whole wheat bread, a little mustard or something. But just sort of, roll your shoulders back, get those kinks out. I know I carry all my stress in my neck. So that's one thing. If you have neck problems, I know I have all kinds of different neck pillows and heating pads. Of course, you don't want heat, as you well know, directly on your skin. But I have a heated seats in my car now. I feel all those kinks. You can even self-massage, or my mom used to get my brothers to give them a dime to massage her. Your little kids, they like that. But massage yourself. This just feels amazing. Just the nice music, and I've got, if you can, it's only about $20, and it lights up. You can do the light or not. I have what do you call it, coming through. You probably can't see it right now, but it's one of those essential oils. It's coming out with, it's colored, so I can turn this just so you can see it for a second. I don't know if you can see that, but so I got like a really cool retro 80s stereo and CD player, and then I've got the little infuser or diffuser, sorry, and it's got the little steam coming out, and that sort of helps you just breathe a little bit better, especially with, you got plants around, which I've got a lot of them, and then that's something relaxing with nature. Get your hands in the soil or the earth, and then it has the different oils my sister got me, and so you can get any kind, lavender, peppermint. So if you want to sort of relax, lavender, you want to perk up with the peppermint. But the neck roll is really nice. Like I said, if you have any pinched nerves, you might not want to roll all the way back. Just go sort of side to side. And I really like that, because these are just sitting ones you can do. Like I said, if you're watching TV, or if you've been on the computer or the phone too much, or the pad, because I have all of them. But this is the only one that'll fit on my tripod there. So, and then the other one is just like the shoulder shrug, up and down. And yes, my CD. Oh, I went through all the songs. And then you can just do the shoulder roll, and that really works well. And then, of course, anything you do one way, I would say do the other way. Now, I've had cancer under my arm as well, but I went through the cancer exercise classes, and it really helped a lot. So if you have patients that hopefully you have them there at Mercy, I went to TriHealth because I had worked Mercy half of my career, and TriHealth pretty much the other half. So then, of course, some other hospitals as well. But anyhow, that really works. But yeah, I had a lot of pain. I had the sentinel node taken out, and some of the swelling and all that, but it's done so much better. So then the other one, you can just sort of like, just to get a little more activity, you do it this way. And we'll talk about some foods next time. And once again, I'll record it and get it on YouTube, and that way you don't have to worry about Zoom. Do it at your leisure. Now we have Cheryl's Yoga. She has one you can look up on our website. It's really good. I also have Ask the RD. If you ever want to watch anything on nutrition, or if you want to watch any cooking segments, those are all on the website, okay? I've been doing them all year. Now, let's see. I have some others that are more standing up, but I'll do some that are just more, where you just sort of do more waist exercises. So they're more sit and be fit type of things. You can do them standing. You can do them sitting. Everybody has different functional capabilities. If you're a nurse, you probably can do them standing. Okay. And then this is just something, put your hands behind your head. Now, don't really, you could push, but don't, excuse me, don't actually make your neck, don't like push your head and keep your elbows out. Excuse me. But don't, the other thing is keep water by your side, which I should be doing. I usually always keep water by my side. Stay hydrated. That's really, really important. It doesn't matter if it's cold, you're hot, or whatever. You always need to stay hydrated. You know that. Get all the vitamins and minerals to your body, and your brain's, I think, is 80% water. Your body's 60%. I'm sure you know all this. But you can just press on the back of your head, not your neck, and then we can also do it and press on our forehead, our prefrontal cortex, which is where we make all those hopefully good executive decisions, and press on that. I do it when I have a headache, but it really helps. So, there's all the different cold packs, obviously, and hot packs, and different types of products that you can buy. So I pretty much have everything, and so does my mom. And so let's see what else I have here. I have all the different warrior moves and stuff, so we can do that on a day. Maybe we'll do some yoga if anybody has that, or you can just use a blanket or anything. I'll have to bring the the tripod down. We can do that. I'm wearing some yoga pants now, but you can just wear comfortable pants, even just nursing pants, which I have some of those. But anyhow, let me go over some just little meditative things, because I know I got started a little late, but you probably can't tell if it's on the actual YouTube. So, I have the Calm app. So I do want to tell you that there are a lot of apps. I love the Calm app. I really do. I try to use it every day. So I would give it high marks if you want. It has music, it has some exercises, it has meditation. You get a place where you can put from 1 to 10, just like you would do with pain. You have that for your emotions, and you can even type in your feelings or thoughts, and you can it even will send you to a meditation or a recommendation of where you should go next that day or the next day or that evening, predicated on how you feel. If you give a score of like 10 really stressed, or 5 in the middle, and that type of thing, and relate it to if it's regarding work or relationships or whatever. So I just wanted to let you know that that's really, really great. So between my Fitbit, my Calm app, my weighted blanket, my essential oils, and my CDs and DVDs and books, oh my gosh, I've been collecting these things over the years because I really think of myself as a holistic dietitian. I started back in 7th grade, believe it or not. So that's over, oh my gosh, I guess almost 50 years ago. So anyhow, this is called the Breath of Fire. It's essentially, I need a little light here, but it's just suggesting to sit comfortably and inhale and exhale completely. Now, when you inhale, you want to inhale through your nose, okay? And you want to exhale. And when you want to inhale from the diaphragm up, okay? Most people know that, not everybody, but you want to get all that dirty air from the bottom all the way up, not short, shallow breaths, but really deep breaths. So your abdomen is really going to stick out, Okay, so you can always put your hand on your abdomen so you know that. Um, so I'm going to do a count of 4 and then hold for 4 and then exhale for 4. Okay, so that's how I would recommend you do it. So we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. You can close your eyes if you want. Then I'm going to count and hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So you got all that air out. And I would recommend you do that 5 to 10 times, or even just 4 times. Okay. It really helps. Excuse me. I just need water. I don't want to go away from the camera. Otherwise, I'll have it next time. But when all the air is exhaled, sharply contract or snap your abdomen. Okay. So causing a short, forceful expulsion of air through the nose. So repeat these contractions. Focus on steady, quick breaths. So the breath of fire, you're doing it faster than the way I did it. I was just doing my normal slow breathing. But if you want to do the breath of fire, it could be much faster and forceful, and that could let out a lot of stress. Okay. So they're just saying start with 20 consecutive breaths, increase to 3 sets of 20, breathe normally in between sets. So my entire being is cleansed and purified. So they're suggesting, in this case, you could do like, you could do, let's see, this is what their goal is. The benefit is it purifies and aerates the entire system. It recharges and warms the body, increases oxygen, and improves concentration, because that would wake you up. So if you were to do, like, let's just say, okay, so that's what I would say would be the breath of fire. Okay, a little different than the way I usually breathe, but it could be more of, you're almost like a dragon. Okay, I've actually been teaching the class, Your Brain is Always Listening, and it's putting out your dragons. So anyhow, that's by Dr. Daniel Amen. It's a really good book if you have dragons to put out. So that's almost, I would think of the breath of fire as sort of like that, where you could, just really just cleanse, just breathe in, breathe out, Okay, it seems really weird, but I think that would be a really cool one. I'll tell you, there's this one I like. There's a bunch of different ones here. We can try them different times, but this one, I'm used to doing an alternate nostril breathing. So you could use your baby finger and just, okay, and then you could do, I need to blow my nose. Anyway, and you could even do it like this. It's very cleansing. So you could either just breathe out of one nostril for 10 times, breathe out of the other nostril 10 times, or alternate. Okay. So there's so many different variations. So that's the alternate nostril breathing. A meditation of intent might be where you continue these intentions to develop a strong and supple body, a clear mind, and a spirit-filled equally with power, love, and wisdom. So you sit comfortably, you close your eyes, and you inhale and repeatedly, silently say, I like this one. This is really good. So you're just breathing and you close your eyes. And that's why I like the comment too, that they talk to you. So if you want somebody to talk to you, great. Or you can even do this if you have a little mini micro cassette or regular cassette. I have a micro cassette I used in school. is my body is strong and supple. My body is strong and supple. So you can say it over and over in your head. You can say it out loud. You can put it on a tape. You can put it even on the recording part of your phone, actually. Okay. My body is strong and supple. And then you continue to inhale and repeat silently to yourself, or have your phone say it to yourself. And you say, my spirit is filled with power, love, and wisdom. My spirit is filled with power, love, and wisdom. Okay. If you don't like your own voice, you could have somebody like your husband or your partner or whoever say it for you, and maybe that'll even make you feel more peaceful if you feel alone when your partner or husband or wife or whoever is away. To have them say some of these things to you, that's really cool. I had my boyfriend lift some weights on a video for me because he's really muscular, and I thought that was fun because I get to watch him lift weights, and that encourages me to do the same. And then this one would be exhale and repeat silently, all in equal measure, all in equal measure, all in equal measure. Okay, but you're constantly breathing in and out, and you're really focused on your breathing. But at the same time, you're silently saying this to yourself in your head, out loud, or on a video, okay, or audio. I mean, it could even be an audio. You can audio tape yourself, or have somebody else do it. So the benefits with some of these is basically it slows the mind. Okay, obviously it distracts the mind, and then it reduces the blood pressure and the heart rate. I promise you that, because I know when I use my Fitbit 3-minute or 5-minute breathing technique, because it guides me in breathing. It actually breathes with me. If you have one, you know. And most of the Fitbits have it. Because I know when I had I think charge 2, and now I have to charge 4, or I had to charge 3 and 4, but they have them on the higher level ones. And then it calms the entire being. Yes. It promotes peace and serenity. Brings you back to the present. Yes, definitely it keeps you in the present, because you're actually focusing on your breathing, on the moment, on the words. You're not thinking about the past. You're not thinking about the future. You're not worrying about the wash or the floor or anything. So that's something that I would do. Definitely meditation of intent. So just pick the words that you want, like, my body is relaxed. I feel good about myself. I worked hard today and deserve a 15-minute break, or a 30-minute break, or a bubble bath, or I deserve to treat myself to a $20 diffuser with some essential oils, something like that. Now, of course, you all know the Om. I remember doing that, but like I said, 7th grade, I was doing the Om with Goofy Pyramid Power. I don't do that anymore. But anyway, that's one that, I was trying to find it, but I have this one, it's just Indian chants, and it just goes in chants, and you just listen to that. But it's sort of like the Om, which has, several meanings behind it. The sound of all sounds, the sound of the universe, the sound of creation, beginning of life. It essentially has 4 separate parts. It's ah, o, m, and then silent. So ah, o, m, ah, o, m. So you can do it how you want. But the point is just to really be cognizant of how you're saying it and focus on. There's monks that do this for days and months on end, and they just supposedly have like the lowest blood pressure, and obviously they don't overeat, and they just really come in touch with their inner child, their inner self, and there's somebody that you want to be around, because they put you at real peace. So sit comfortably with your back straight. So that's why I got my straight chair. And on the exhalation, begin the chanting of the Om. And remember the 4 distinct parts: the Ah, the O, the M, and the silence. So I am part of life's joyful sound. That would be, between your inhale and exhale, and chant twice more. Ah, M, and then silence, and you're doing the inhale and exhale all along. Now, purse breathing, I'm sure you do because patients that do that, and that can be something you can do too, is just the purse breathing where you just sort of purse your lips and just, and that's just so easy and so nice. I just find it peaceful. I know my grandmother had it after smoking her whole life, unfortunately, passed away at Mount Airy, on a ventilator. But anyhow, um, so nobody in my family smokes, unfortunately. She did because it was back in the 20s when it was cool, but that purse breathing that people do, but we can do it as a healthy form of breathing, is just purse your lips together and just, um, so just little ideas. You do it your way, okay? Everybody has their own way. So there's lots of benefits. I think some of the best thing is lowering the blood pressure. Um, let's see, got a couple minutes here. I'm gonna find one that's more practical for sitting, because I don't know if you know child's pose, but if you were to get your body in a little, like a turtle, sort of, or yeah, I guess a turtle, sort of put your head down and just put yourself on the bed or the floor or the mat. I just love child's pose. I like to end anything. You could be on your sofa even, and just put yourself in a little turtle, and that's what I call child's pose. And that is the most relaxing thing ever. And if you want to end your session with a child's pose, that's what I think is just so awesome. So I would say if anything you do, start out with the sun salute, okay, and then do, maybe the neck roll, okay, and then maybe a little massage, okay, and if you want, you can do a little arm rolls, okay, or the elbow rolls, all right. Have some nice music. You can have a candle as long as it's safe, or even flameless candles. I have a lot of those. Okay. Dim the lights, soft music. Okay. And then, of course, we can do some more on the floor or standing ones on another time, because I can continue to do these, put them on YouTube. And then the meditations and the breathing. I think that really, really is going to help you if you work on some affirmations, meditations, breathing, and just really take it slow. Be in the moment, eat in the moment, walking meditations. Pay attention where you're going. But I know Mount Airy used to have a walking meditation type of, oh gosh, I can't think of what the name is right now. Like a, it's not Aberrant, labyrinth, yeah. So if ever you guys get to walk, like two nurses, I don't know, 5, 10 nurses are working and 2 get a break. I know the dietitian should always walk on the break, and you don't have to talk, just walk, just be peaceful and walk, and take advantage of, even if you get 10 minutes, it really will help, and I know that's what I used to do. I used to work with the Dean Orange program, and I walked with the nurse 4 miles 3 times a week. And it was just wonderful. I miss that a lot because we used to be in a group with the doctor and the psychiatrist and the meditation person, the yoga person, etc. And we all did yoga together. We talked together, had like a group therapy thing. And it was awesome. I really miss it because it's really a team approach, because everything the patients did, the staff did. So that might be something you might want to consider if ever you can take 30 minutes to an hour out a week as a team, like we did, and literally have a yoga meditation session as a team, just to, for each shift perhaps, because I think you probably have at least 2 shifts. I don't know. I don't think you have 3, but that's something that we did, and it made our team so strong. We had each other's back like you wouldn't believe. So that's what I'm going to leave you with today. And I hope that just even a few little things might, ring a bell. like I told your team member that sent out the email, DonnaBird.com. She has an 11-minute rapid relaxation. You can go ahead and use that. It's free. She's got all kinds of CDs, wonderful stuff. She's a social worker who's worked with some of the really top, I guess, doctors, psychiatrists, whatever. You can see on her website everything she has. But I have some of her stuff. And aside from that, the Calm app, there's some other ones too. I can't think off the top of my head. But I'm going to stop with that. And then hopefully, you know, you can get to the YouTube under Maria A. at Recovery Center of Hamilton County. Okay. And sorry if it's a little crazy on here, but at least all three of my pets were good. So try out some of the some breathing exercises and some little stretching exercises, and just get started, get moving. And then next time I'll talk about some nutrition and some foods that'll help you stay calm. And you can look at some of my other SCRD stuff if you'd like. And maybe we'll do a little strength training because I don't know if I'll do that, but this is something that I need to do, is strength training. And I think a lot of us women do to keep our bones strong. So maybe we'll do that. And if I can figure out how to get my pad on here, then maybe my picture will be bigger, or my computer. So we'll see how I can do with that. So 7 o'clock, I'm going to let y'all go. And you have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I think I'll see you in about 2 weeks. And I'll post it as soon as I can. Okay. So I will say namaste. Okay. So basically that means my peace. I will send my peace to you.